Okay, here I'm going to get into a quick comparison between these two. Just so we can see, they should be both, I'm pretty sure they're both 39s, they have to be. Yeah, 39. This one should be the same. Yep, 39. I mean, if it's off by a fraction or small, less than a millimeter difference, it's not worth mentioning. 25. Well, the lug is still 20 millimeters, but let's see the width of the lugs. Actually, I'm just curious. 25.9, almost 26. Should be about the same. Looks like it. Lug to lug. Let's see. Curious. Any longer. This measures about 46 or so. And then this guy here measures about 46 as well. 46.2. I don't know. Let me just check one more time. I wonder if it's is it slightly longer or am I just tripping? I'm not measuring exactly at the same spot because this bracelet is moving on me. Yes, I believe it's basically the same. The thickness is what I'm curious about. Is there any real difference? Because I can see a profile chain 12, just about 12 and a quarter thick from about 12. Where is it at? I'm trying to find the middle. It's about 12, let's say. I don't know why I popped up to 12. This should be slightly thicker, I think, because of the GMT movement. Not by much, though. If I'm measuring correctly, kind of right down the middle, just to make sure I got the thickness right. 12 point. .2. Let me just double check this again. It would make sense if it was a little bit thicker. Yeah, 12. So it's about point. I'm trying to see what this is. Well, it's actually not that far off. 12.13 versus 12.2. So pretty much the same thickness. Now you'll see the profile if we can put these carefully next to each other. The lug curvature is actually a little bit closer than I thought it was. I thought for sure this looked a little bit straighter, but let's see. Put side by side. Try to without scratching each other. I still feel, well, maybe the kind of curvature here might seem a little bit more than the GMT. Maybe. It's darn close, but then you can see the profile difference. The way, well, the bezel is one thing. That's fine. But I'm looking at the bottom underneath the line of the case, of the, and then how the case back is. It is a little bit different. You can see, I believe, yeah. Well, it is slightly different. It looks like maybe this case back is ever so slightly wider in diameter. Like I feel like I see less edge than this side. Less edge around the case back than on this one. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that looking at the profile right here. Yeah, it's different, but overall, pretty much very similar. Very obviously design language everywhere else, and of course the bezels are different, multifunction, timing, hours, kind of a countdown, and so forth. This one, pretty much strictly a GMT, unidirectional, bidirectional. Not even sure how many clicks. I assume it's 120. They both have pretty nice bezel action, in my opinion. It's very smooth and dampened. I really believe, for me, it feels very similar to what Seiko bezels feel like. If you ever had enough and done the rotating of them, they all have a particular sound and feel for the most part, and I always call it slightly dampened. It's like smooth, and like it's like a slight delay to the clicking. Like you turn it, and then just like a split second later, as you're turning, then you hear the click come in. It's just kind of like it's delayed or just following the turn, if you know what I mean. But it's not bad. I like it. It's smooth. It's kind of unique. But I'd say these feel maybe just a little bit more smoother and um, not as loud or as clicky feeling. Like it's softened, and so that's what I would say it compares how it compares to a Seiko bezel action. But it's very nice. It's very good. Very easy to line up. I don't think there's that much chance of it being, you know, knocked out of alignment. You have to make a pretty deliberate turn, and it really requires action with two fingers. I think one side is not really going to do much unless you really push at it, and then maybe it'll turn to some side. I guess we can compare the Lume. Let's see, where is. They both should have pretty good Lume. They have like this kind of 3D effect. Note this is not a full Lume bezel, unfortunately, but that's all right. Let's keep it simple. And they both have the same kind of Lume. It's kind of raised, or really thick, kind of thickly applied, and but it's pretty reactive, and lasts a pretty fair amount of time too. Like most Lume, it'll fade to some degree, but then it'll hold at that lower faded level and still be legible in the dark, provided your eyes are, of course, adjusted for low light. Then definitely no problem seeing. But I would imagine the Lume is very comparable. Yep, no Lume on the Lume pip of no Lume on the Lume pip. No Lume on the GMT hand. But yeah, I like it. I mean, much like this, you have a very distinct dial pattern. You got the kind of crosshair effect with these four, and then the way that the indexes are, the other ones, it creates almost like a diamond kind of pattern in the dark. Even in the daytime, you can kind of make it out, but definitely in the dark, when that's all you really see, yeah, it'll just have this very unique Lume pattern. And see, they kept the double dots by the 12, like on that on that track, kind of centered on there. You can see, but these ones are smaller, and again, they moved in that rectangle or baton index. Just so that's a quick comparison there. I'm gonna go and do another video when I get a chance to remove the straps real quickly and just test to see if this guy fits on this. Hopefully. If not, well, I guess I can find some other option, but it really would be cool to get this guy on here, hopefully. There's only one way to check. I'll find out and just to check later. So anyways, that's about it. They're very comparable in dimensions, but I think can you have both in your collection? Well, that's where I'm at right now, and I do believe so. Thanks for watching.